Right, what's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James underscore 36, and this is special edition show to talk about, try to make sense and explain what's going on with the portal and where FSU needs has the needs and where we want to get better at as of right now. So there's a lot of questions and a lot of feelings, a lot of vibes. A lot of people giving their opinions, a lot of people doing those things, but we have voice. And in order to remain where we need to get to, you have to use and you have to be able to utilize the transfer portal. And the transfer portal is here to stay. It's one of those things where we can kind of bitch about it or we can get excited about it and utilize it to the best of our abilities. And I personally, for one, am excited about where Florida State is in regards to the transfer portal. I'm right now looking up some things. So if you have any questions, any ideas, any feedback, drop them off in the chat. We got we got a major announcement yesterday from the quarterback that's going to basically start off everything when it comes to the tribe, and we got him in Tribe 24 in the transfer portal. Got it kicked it off with great fireworks, and that would be DJ. I'm going to learn how to say his name. Uiagalelei. I like that. That sounds better. Not 1,000% sure if I said it right, but he is really the piece that brings everything offensively together. And he's got a card already. They've got everybody's doing all kinds of shit when it comes to DJ. I was trying to find some video of him. Okay, here we go. We got some video of him in a couple different places. He's worked us before, done all kinds of different things. Man, Bobby asked a good question. I really do want to acknowledge that, but I think Miami's going to be fine, Bobby, but we got to talk about that on another show. Hit me up tomorrow when we do Big Games BS, and we'll go around. We'll chew that. We'll chew that thought around a little bit as we get into our big three things. I actually think there's still quarterbacks out there for Miami to get, but that ain't my problem right now. Florida State has their quarterback with DJ Uiagalelei. We did not get Cam Ward. Cam Ward was in a position where he was basically just, I don't even know how to explain it, but he wants to go to the NFL, take his chances in the NFL. Personally, don't think that's a wise decision, but that's not my move. That was for him and his family. So we shifted on to DJ U. Little bit of film here on DJ U, him versus us right there. A lot of FSU fans talk about how bad he is. That's an interception. Not a good read when you look at it, go back to it. Let's break this down. He actually has this guy, just not a good throw. So we got to get it over the top. Clearly us trolling, but at the end of the day, I like us against him. So he is definitely going to be it. Like he threw a lot. He was not a turnover machine. He wasn't efficient in Clemson, but when he went to Oregon State, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and the rushing yards that he counted. But also when you look at what he did when he provided balance, and we had my guy come on the show yesterday and discuss it, but provided balance because they were able to have over 1,000 yards rushing at Oregon State. When I look at what Cam Ward was able to do at Oregon State. DJ was able to have over 1,000 yards rushing. At Washington State with Cam Ward, they did not have that kind of success. They had they only had, I think their leading rusher had 300 yards. So now you see this come in. We got our signal caller, 1 year stopgap. People are excited. Not much, like people are excited, rightfully so. Anything else than that is just simply trolling. Very highly sought after, highly coveted. Starts off with some fire on the commitment. Like, shit, that's not what I wanted. Where's the thing at? There we go. Starts off with some fire with the commit piece. Trying to get it a little bit bigger. There we go. I like it. And now a lot of the other things, a lot of the other pieces can fall. I'm personally of the belief that we needed only one quarterback. A lot of people ask me online, James, do we need more than one? And I said, no. You don't go into a season praying that you're going to have to, you need to rely on your third string quarterback. That's just not a very efficient thing to do. You got to be able to go in and really you want more so to be on your if you gotta go past your second string guy, then you're screwed. But I like what I saw with Brock Glenn. And when I saw what Brock was in the bowl game, a guy was willing to push the ball downfield. I didn't think he was going to be willing to do that in the beginning. Completely changed my mind. So now you have that, and now you build your pieces around that. But when I look at what DJ is able to do with the weapons that we have, his straight up ability to be able to be 250 pounds, from what I understand, drop back and literally just be able to drop his shoulder if nothing's there and just bulldoze his way to get the yardage. That's dope. Like we can joke, we can troll all we want. People can troll us, do whatever, but like at the end of the day, that's really all you can ask for. In terms of, okay, here's something that I wanted right here. I'll show you what I mean right now. So think about all the short yardage situations that Florida State was in this past season, where obviously not having a fullback came into question. Like, imagine us now having the quarterback that we want and being able to do shit like this. Now, Jay Trav bounces it to the left and scores a touchdown. But those are tough yards. We're going to let that play again. Imagine being in a situation or a scenario where you're dropping back, nobody's open, and then this big motherfucker's coming downhill. It's Black Tebow. It's Polynesian Sauce Tebow. It's a wild scenario. So, like, there we go. We got a quarterback, and then people are like now asking, who do we go for them? So my portal thoughts are this, and I'm going to show you guys the my Gmail so that you can see what the notes are and what the thoughts are. And now we have some prepared shit here for today. We're not just freestyling, not just talking out the ass. We have some links, we have some footage that I want to show you guys. I want to share with you. Don't pick on how many things are in my inbox, but we got one quarterback. I believe we're going to get another running back, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 offensive linemen, 2 defensive ends minimum, 2 D tackles, 2 linebackers, and a safety, or best available player. And at wide receiver, we don't really need as much as what people think. Think about what we have returning. We have Destin Hill. We have Keem Williams. We've got Megamon, Ja'Kai Douglas. You've got Portier still here. You've got I'm missing somebody when I said those names. You got Vendarius Jacobs. You've got the 4 wide receivers coming in to go watch LaWayne McCoy and those guys at the Under Armour All-American game. You've got the young man who's from up in DC. That's very, very good, big target. You've got a young nucleus in the wide receiver room that you can actually go to and believe in. And that's why, but I do believe in the transfer portal. We got to get a guy like Evan Stewart is the guy that I would like to be able to get. Hold on, let me see if I can find the 24 season, a mock depth chart. So our lads. Oh, yeah, good. Our lads has us good to go right here. So let's check this out right here. Shout out to Jamal. Thank you for becoming a member. Let's get that depth chart up here. So you got guys that I do believe, let me know if y'all see that. And this isn't the entire, obviously not the entire room. This does not have the wide receivers that we're bringing in. But you got Destin Hill, then Hakeem Williams going to take over that Portier spot. Then Travius Jacobs. You bring in Evan Stewart, and make sure I said his name right. Sometimes the names be blended in with me. Yeah, Evan Stewart. You got another guy that can take off the top. But one of the people who a lot of fans are discussing and talking about is his favorite target at Oregon State. And that would be Silas Brown. Little slighter build, little petite, but explosive, very productive. Also returns kicks, returns punts. Those guys are pretty good. Somebody that you want to get. Hold on, I forgot to give Jamal his propers. Shout out to that. But let's retreat back before we get into more wide receivers. Any wide receivers that you guys feel that you would like to see added to the class, please make sure you do that. Before we get into that, make sure you please jam the like button. Take a little bit of time. If you've never seen this channel, please take the time to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 5,000 subs. We just broke 4,000. Once we get to 5,000 subs, we give away $500 to a lucky winner. We give away the same amount of money to the second place winner of the amount of likes on the show. And anything when we do, we're trying to add more things. We have we're bringing back Dope Boys. Oh Lord, did they jam me? They might have jammed the signal because I was playing football. Let me know if we hold on. Somebody put we on. My bad. And nobody's responding to me. So, okay, all right, Eric, don't do that to me, Eric. Like you put we on, like that terrified me because I was showing some stuff, man, and I thought my channel was down. All right, but somebody asked before we get into that, Jamal put respect, love the range, perspective, and content and the realness. Thank you. Just know it's going to be a lot of content this first quarter. We got a lot of Florida State guys going to the combine, a lot of Big Three guys going to the combine, a lot of stuff that's going on that we'll be covering and shit going on with that. Wayne Johnson, as we move to, we'll talk about O-line as well, since you're kind of moving that. What do you think about Dante Lucas? Do you think he burned too many bridges to come back, or even if we do need him? Let's look at I don't think Dante Lucas is better than any of the guys that we currently have. One of my solutions and strategies when it comes to recruiting is I have a friend, Hove, who's at Louisville. It's very plain. Hove says, can they help us beat, and let's look at the roster, the schedule for Florida State next year. Because again, that's what you got to really look at, guys, is who are we going up against? The schedule 24. Does Dante Lucas help us beat Georgia Tech? Yes. Does he help us beat Memphis? Yes. Does he help us beat Charleston Southern? Yes. But here's who he doesn't help us beat: Notre Dame, Clemson, Miami, Florida. And North Carolina should be in full rebuild mode. So what I want you guys to think about is when you look at the guys that you want in the transfer portal, when you look at the recruits, well, more so the transfer portal this year, but when you're looking at recruits for class of 25, go look at the 26 schedule the early schedule, or look at the class of 25. Do those guys help us beat Notre Dame? Do those guys help us beat Florida? Do those guys help us beat Clemson? Do those guys help us beat Miami? And I think that will answer your questions. The boy got knot knees, a lot of things that I just don't necessarily like. That's just my opinion on it. When there are better offensive linemen that we can go for in the transfer portal. And one of the things that I've said consistently on my shows is that everybody's like, we need to make moves in the transfer portal. We need to make moves in the transfer portal. We need to make moves in the transfer portal. And I always tell people why. There's about to be a whole new transfer portal come in. It's kind of like guys who get mad that they're not getting girls right now. There's a whole new flock of chicks that graduate from college every summer. So that you like, if you take that same mindset to recruiting, there's going to be a lot of people that enter the transfer portal and battles that we should at least be in. But you know, and hopefully we are. Guys, we're close. I don't know if I want to do the I may be able to we may be able to do some link you guys on an audio if we get to over 100 views and we talk about this. I love getting the fan engagement, but looking at that roster, coming back over here to where we're at, the running back room. The running back room is interesting. My bad. Before we get into that, let's get into what Mike Norvell had to say about the addition of DJ Uiagalelei. DJ something. DJ U. I'm going to get it right because he's going to make plays and I'm going to have to say his name a lot, hopefully. I'm excited to have DJ. Even Mike didn't say the last name. I'm excited to have DJ join the Noel family. He is a proven winner, and his record as a starting quarterback is impressive. He has showcased incredible leadership on the field, and how he treats people off the field is remarkable. DJ is an extremely hard worker who is excited to continue to develop in this system and be around the great playmakers we have here. DJ adds a great deal of experience, talent, and playmaking ability into a quarterback room that we are extremely excited about as we enter 2024. He has great size and ability, is incredibly accurate pushing the ball down the field, and is one of the top quarterbacks in the country in big play percentage. I am thrilled to be adding this talented football player, dedicated student, and wonderful person into our family. And a lot of Clemson coaches that I know and a lot of other people talk about how they believe the change in offensive coordinator is what really messed him up and made him take a step backwards. Everybody show my guy Bobby love. Shout out to Bobby. But yeah, Eric brings. I don't think that's happening. I think the dad talked about him being in the Fiesta Bowl. If the brother comes, that'd be dope. I doubt he enters the transfer portal. I think the dad, and I mean this with the utmost respect. The dad is going to enjoy the attention that being the father of 2 5-star elite prospects brings, and there's nothing wrong with that. He should enjoy every fucking second of that. Going back a step, there are 2 running backs that are in the portal that I like. Dante Dowdle, I think that's how you say his name, from Oregon, and big ass Penny Boone. Penny Boone, both of these guys have some measurables that are incredibly crazy. Let's watch this film on Boone. He plays at Tulsa. I believe this is the right film. Big boy moving in snow. Look at them knees getting up. One thing I like about running backs is I like big playability. Make sure you cross that line before you do it. Coming here, boom. See that? Oh, let's do some coach tape. Again, inside zone. We got defensive end keeping outside contain here. This guy's going to the left or their right. Good block here by the guard. Center is taking the guy where you want to go to. inside zone, you got to read that D tackle. He goes here. You have to obviously go opposite to where he goes, finds the hole, and then just run where they ain't. Very simple solution. Running back is not a very complicated, and then score touchdowns. That's a lot of man moving pretty rapidly. Ain't even hating on that. Like it. I'm a big fan of that. Damn, I didn't even show that shit. Did it even show? I stopped sharing the screen. God damn, I did all that talking. Y'all didn't even see it, did y'all? Fuck. All right. That's cool. I enjoyed it. I want to watch it again. Let's watch this again. This is why we need Miles. All right. Here we got this big play right here. So boom, watch this. Defensive ends got contained. I'm gonna make sure y'all see it this time. Okay, it's on the screen this time. All right, cool. We got D tackle getting pushed over here. Guard. Oh man, love that. Guard comes over here. Nose comes across the face. He sees all of this shit. And what's cool about him is big back running the inside zone out of the gun. Very difficult. Sometimes us big boys want to get north to south. We get better out of the pistol or out of the I formation, but he's doing it out of the gun. And then boom, finds that hole. And when you find when you find that hole and that bitch is nice and lubed up, boom, you got to hit that. You got to hit it. And then boom, run where they ain't. Very simple. Pick the knees up, dry the arms. Ain't nobody trying to get with him. It's a lot of grown. That's a lot of man right there. It's going to be a little bit more difficult in the ACC or in this with the schedule we play. But I mean, obviously, this motherfucker, like, you know how y'all talk about snow and how y'all afraid of it? Like, you see that white powdery substance on the ground? That's not cocaine or cotton. That's snow. So we can go get us a Big Ten back if we need to. But you know, a guy that's going to definitely help you in short yardage situations, move the pile, do those things. Personally, I like Cam, what we got in 2024 recruiting class. But, you know, you might not want to necessarily put him on the field like that. I think Toafili is going to be another guy that's returning, averaging damn near 10 yards a carry with what he's done on the year. Try to remember who else we got. Damn, my guy from Penn State. Again, battle. But if this guy right here falls into your lap, go ahead and grab him, man. Not even hating on that. I think we got another clip of him doing stuff. You know, this is what I like right here. Sometimes you gotta let them know the big boys are athletes, man. Singleton, I do like Singleton. We'll see what he takes that next step in the spring. Big back that could skedaddle. But I like this, man. So this gives us a whole new wave of things to do. A lot of people talked about the fullback. He's got fullback measurables, I believe 6'1", 240. Probably need to hit storms a little bit more, get a little bit more tone. Played at Maryland before he went to Tulsa, so he's a Division I guy, a Power 5 guy that had to go find his way. He's got a ton of production. I believe over 1,400 yards rushing. You know, you get 1,000-yard back, you bring him on over, man. Like you can't. There's no hating on that. Again, I enjoy that young man's game. Kudos to him for that. But you know, I'm trying to find some film on Dowell. Oh shit. So again, I know the camera went out, but now we're back. Hopefully it doesn't go out again while I'm trying to go find some film on Dowell. He's one of the top backs in the transfer portal, Oregon guy. Here we got this high school film on him. He was a 4-star 2023 class. Go back and watch him. Again, bigger backs. Oh shit. Did it show up? Yeah, bigger backs. Okay. But again, what we have with how not how with Singleton, what we have with a lot of other guys, we're doing really good. Um, what's going on, Aaron Bailey? We're talking about recruiting in the transfer portal today. So just a little extra episode, a little extra work since I don't have quite as much to do today. I was contemplating doing this way earlier. Just did not feel like doing it. Um, and everybody again, shout out to John Garrett, who's going over to Duke to work with Manny Diaz to be his director. He's basically his general manager, his college guy. Guys, that's not our general manager. We didn't lose much with that. Again, not saying anything disrespectful to him. Derek Ray is our GM when hold on. Derek Ray is our guy. What up, big game? I love how better day, daddy. I love how you explain film for us average to understand. It's really hope. Oh man, me and CJ, that's my brother, man. We're gonna get back together on doing that. It's just getting I don't have a job. Like this is my job. I always joke with people like my job is to talk and 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 produce content. Whereas CJ has another job, and on top of being a dad, it's just all about lining up things. So um moving forward with the rest of our needs. So we talked about wide receiver, talked about Evan Stewart, Silas Brown. I would like to get a tight end. Michael Trigg, who, if you remember recruiting, was a guy that we were on. I think he went to Ole Miss. Um, you know, I don't necessarily know if we go back, if we entertain that, as I actually like our tight ends. And a lot of people were curious about James. Why do you like your tight ends? I think Preston Daniel hit the portal. We've got Kyle Murlock coming back, big 6'7". I wish Biscuit didn't leave. I don't think Jackson West or Brian Courtney left. If I'm wrong, tell me. There's a guy that's still trying to figure out what he wants to do in life. He's not a running back. He's not a wide receiver. But Joshua Burrell, I think, could be really, really good at tight end, man. If we really if we really, really pushed it, I really think. Whoa. Hold on real quick. Eric asked, is there a Dalvin type back available in the portal? If there was a Dalvin type back in the portal, he wouldn't be in the portal. You pay those guys to keep there. Yeah. Now, Kerry, can't nobody get that Jags. That you talking about the Jags hoodie that I had on the other day for the military appreciation one? Kenny put the J Bell. Yeah, Jaheim Bell left. I think actually Joshua Burrell is the closest thing that we have to Jaheim Bell. I just think we got to be able to use that more. And the fact that we don't really feed our tight ends is actually one of the reasons why I don't necessarily think to that we need to really do that. That we need to really invest a lot of resources in there. Again, I like Murlock. I like West. I like Courtney. I like the young man that we're bringing in, that we recruited to bring in. And you add Burrell, now you got 5 guys in a room, and you got some cats in there that can actually catch the ball. We're going to be going 3 wide for the most part. Personally, I think we should go more 20 personnel, which is 2 backs. But even in 11 personnel with Murlock is a good enough blocker. Man, flex that motherfucker out and flourish, and do what we need to do. That would be my take on our offensive personnel when it comes to the tight end position. But I think Burrell should be a really, really good Jaheim Bell type of running back. So we're getting to some of these guys. Trust me. Somebody asked me a question. James, what's our chance with Stewart? I like our chances with Stewart. I really do like our chances with Stewart. For guys who are just new to this, please make sure you jam the like button. I'd greatly appreciate that. We got a ton of people in here, 117, and it looks like we only got 58 likes. So if we can get those likes doubled, that would be grand. Is Rodney Hill following Coach Simmons the Duke? He might, but he'll be sitting the bench. Duke's running backs are returning as well. And what up, Primo? Do you see Armella and Early getting significant snaps? I think Julian, this will be his year. This is his year to break through. He's be going into his redshirt sophomore year, and we need guys going up and snatching spots. Once we have those guys snatching spots and doing really, really good, it helps our recruiting for the 25 cycle and moving forward. Like, we're developing guys. So that's good. Appreciate William with the super sticker. I don't really know what that means, but it means I'm getting $2. So yeah. So we got that. Oh, you talking about, I guess DJ is a horrid transfer. Spend the time on who's there now. And that's an interesting take. Don't necessarily agree with that. We do need to develop Brock. Brock's not ready. We can't go out there. We need depth in the quarterback room. You can't go out there with two scholarship quarterbacks, one being a redshirt freshman and one being a true freshman. Unless you're talking about DJ Lundy, I don't really know where that has us going. I like to pick a DJ U. It's going to be crazy with DJ U, where you can launch the ball down the field with guys that are going to be explosive. He wants to chunk the ball down the field. And you also have a guy where linebackers are going to have to play back, or you're going to have a spy, which if you have a spy, that means your tight end is going to be open. You're going to be able to clean up behind there. And if you don't, and you do all those things right, now you have a guy, and this is what I used to believe about Jordan Travis. Now you have a guy that can attack and run, but the difference is, much like Tim Tebow is 230, 240 pounds running a 4.7. That's a lot of man to hit. And hey, I like the I like what we have for that. And again, it helps us develop our quarterbacks behind. And I don't need him to be Jordan Travis. I don't need him to be Charlie Ward. I don't need him to be Jameis Winston. What we need to do is have him not turn the ball over, and again, allow the offense to be opened up. And a balanced offense and a balanced attack, which they actually had at Oregon State, with us having better weapons, leads us to being able to have an offense that's very, very efficient. No need to really fret when it comes to that. Now, offensive line wise, all right, pick that guy. Here's a big guy that I know a lot of us would really, really like to see. Chris Hummer reports that 5-star left tackle. Let's share the screen here. 5-star left tackle. Offensive tackle Lance Hurd has entered the transfer portal. That's a large mammal. We were in that recruiting toward the end. Just missed out on it. That's why you always keep the relationships going. You don't ever stop recruiting kids. And I would love to see us be able to get that. Picking up a guy like that in the transfer portal would be good. Tackling DJ on the move is definitely going to be a business decision. What's going on, Michael Bartz? Somebody asked to do it. So this kid heard Grill Master Pool, we need those 6'6", 6'7". The guy I heard is definitely somebody that would fit that bill. One of those big type of jokers. And again, you want him to be able to come in and play, but you don't need them to play right away. You need those guys to make sure you have the size to be able to eventually develop. Do I think we're redshirting Luke? Hell yeah. Got a redshirt Luke. Like Luke's not coming in. If Luke has to come in and be the starter right away, we are definitely not winning 10 or more games. And that's no disrespect to Luke. I think Luke's going to be a really good quarterback at Florida State. But yeah, but I do think Luke will get a chance to play 4 games in a bowl game. And I think Florida State fans will be excited because we'll be in a similar position to where we were at the end of at the end of this past season. Hopefully with just better results and not being held out of playoff contention because of bullshit. So moving forward, that's the offense. Defensive end wise, Nick Scordon, I think I said his name right. Defensive end for Purdue. I like him, and I like our chances of getting him. We already have Marvin Jones Jr., so there's no need to we got one of our defensive end wishes already from the portal, so that helps us. Try to find some stuff on this kid from Purdue. One of our so that helps us. This guy is going to be doing some real quick single day visits. Hopefully, we'll be able to impress him. I think we're already doing a pretty damn good job impressing him. I've been talking to some people off field about it, and they seem to like our chances with him. But here's just a list of the visits per on 3. Don't get on me about the accuracy or if things have changed. Last guy we had, one of the jokes was last guy we had who wore number 5 did pretty goddamn good. So we'll see. See if I can find some film or video of him. Okay, yeah, this looks pretty decent right here. Got a little move here. Because we do need another guy to be able to pursue the passer. When we look at what happened in the game against Georgia, not having verse, we got him 5 at the end. Nice little spin move. Able to get the Virginia Tech team that we've seen. D1 tackle. Scaring the quarterback. I like it. Let's check this out right here. Maybe this is some good video. Oh yeah, got to make that though. Got to make that. But look at this. Beat the tackle, split the chip. Some pieces, man. We get them with papuchas, with Papa John's. Let's see what happens with that. All right, let's watch this one more clip. Oh, that's the same clip that we saw earlier. So I mean, hey, a lot of that stuff, like you're feeling good. We get him. We get Marvin Jones Jr. Marvin Jones Jr. And we tamper with DJ's brother. Hey man, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Another kid that I think was brought up on here. I don't know much about him. This kid is a project. I think we still have room to take some projects. The problem with taking too many projects is if you take too many of them, your ass ain't gonna is eventually. Let me not give them the props that they will be looking. I don't want to. Mad I clicked on that. How do we get out of that? Yep. No Sue 47 brought up the guy. Put up a picture of Emmanuel. I don't even want to. We got some names. 6'7", 315 pounds. He's not going to be a D lineman. That motherfucker will eventually be an offensive tackle. So that's what you want right there. So. After what happened this season, do you believe FSU needs another quarterback? FSU needed all 3 quarterbacks by the end of the season. Again, guys, I don't live my life based upon anomalies. So I mean, everybody else might, but I don't. Like, how many other seasons have you ever seen Florida State or anybody in general have to use all 3 quarterbacks? have to use all 3 quarterbacks in the season. So, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. So, uh, nothing wrong with that. But we have 3 quarterbacks. We bring in Tramel Jones next year. It's enough guys to go around. Jump to the top, my guy, Life of Bill. What happened to the JUCO DN we got last year? He redshirted. He'll still be there. Hasn't hit the portal. Just he was, coming off of an ACL. A lot of good flashes that I saw when I watched him in practice a little bit. The linebacker did hit the portal, but I don't remember if we were even. I think he's going to Auburn. I don't ever think he gave us a visit. Marvin Jones Jr. comes in, and if he comes in, he has the opportunity to start right away. Going into the D tackles, the young man from Colorado State, really good defensive tackle. I believe it says he's 6'2", 285. We're talking about Grady Kelly, who's set to officially visit on the 6th. But there's another few defensive ends that I actually like as well. Actually another defensive end that I would like to get, and I know they're not. But Zion Young, my boy Grimes coached him in high school. He signed to Michigan State. But here's the guy right here, another Michigan State kid, big body. I want some of those Big Ten D tackles. Tamizi Adiele, however you say his name, but big guy, big body. I know Ohio State's going to have some guys that are going to hit that portal as well. And we got to keep looking for those guys. You talk about Eric, he's not that bad. He's not that great either. Hopefully he gets better. Another D tackle that I'm intrigued by. Again, give me as many of these. Give me as many Polynesian sauces as possible. I like them. Give me we'll start having hoka or haka and pig roast at the tailgates, man. I'm all for it. So give me as many of them people in here. We'll have the fucking United Nations. One thing about Polynesians, man, they make them big, man. And them typically they can ball. So yeah. So I'm all for it. As I always like to tell people, man, you want to be deep. Nobody's that deep. Even Georgia looked better against us because they looked better against us because our threes had to play against their ones and got beat down. Those guys came off the bench fresh, man, and played with purpose. But if you're down to your third string on a certain position, man, you got to hide. You got to do a lot of hiding. That person's got to do a lot of growing up. People brought up golf from Albany. I mean, we'll keep eyes on that, but we haven't heard much from our staff when it comes to that. Again, I think more and more people are about to start hitting the portal here in the next day or so because you get 5 days after your bowl game to be able to hit the portal. So these guys are going to be working and they're going to be getting after it. So there goes our defensive line and into the linebacker core. You've got USC linebacker Curtis, who actually he played more like a safety, but moves around a lot. You got Idaho Vandals guy, Zuri Alexander, Syracuse, Stephon Thompson, and this kid right here, Nikhil Hill Green. Let's see if I got the film on him. Somebody posted like a good shout out to Jay the Album, posted a hell of a highlight. Hell of a long highlight on him. So we'll watch some of this. And, one of my friends said he reminds him of Tatum Bethune, and I don't see that. But I do see him being able to move a little bit. We're watching him right here play against Florida. You see him in coverage, looking. Now notices the quarterback's moving. Look at the pursuit coming downhill. Not a devastating tackle, but definitely a sure tackle. The goal is to get him down. It's 41. I believe, if nothing else, gives us a combination between Lundy and others. So you see him right here, right there, filling. Got a nice little fumble there. You got to be able to cover and go downhill in today's game. Look at him diagnosing the screen. Again in coverage. Did he get the interception on that? Blitz. I'll take it. Drop back in coverage, sees the screen. We don't, man. We as much as we struggled against the screen, I've seen enough. Sign me up. Coming downhill, making the tackle. Let's see one more play. See if I see something I dislike. Okay. Covering the tight end. Hey, man, I like it. Anybody who's willing to make tackles, I'm good for that, man. So, and then safety, we've got the Tennessee safety coming in to check us out. All in all, like our pieces, we're not really. We need better. We need better recruiting at linebacker and an interior D tackle. I believe we'll have a better go at that in the class of 2025. We didn't really need the pieces except for to help us grow up and develop a little bit more at the wide receiver in the secondary positions because we've done such a great job recruiting the last two cycles there. We got our quarterback that we needed. Running back is luxury if we can add to it. Wide receiver is luxury if we can add to it. Tight end and offense is luxury if we can add to it because we return so much. Defensively, we got one DM. Develop what we have. We'll probably bring in hopefully a total of 2 to 3 defensive ends. We do need some linebackers. I think at D tackle, I think Malcolm Ray wanted Burn, but I think he's going to end up staying maybe. But when you're looking at Farmer, Jackson, those are the two main keys that you have right there. Bringing some other guys. Somebody asked if Fitrell Cypress declared. Fitrell Cypress did not declare. He's a junior, so he can come back for one more season. I think he probably will entertain coming back. And again, we have an embarrassment of riches in the corner and in the secondary. I actually like the way some of our young guys played against NFL caliber talent. I think Jones was a young man who got caught on a couple of times, but true freshman out there playing up against the guys who were playing all season. Like it's a good, they gave it a good go. All in all, we're in a situation where we recruited for the future and able to develop the future, but we also were able to dip into the portal to help reload to be able to make another run. And when you look at everything again, when you look at your roster in comparison to your schedule, and do you have enough talent to beat SMU? We don't know a lot about SMU. We play at SMU, but I would go argue to say yes. Do we have enough talent to beat a North Carolina Tar Heels team who's losing one of the best quarterbacks that they've had in program history with a defense that was already struggling? Yes, we do. Do we have enough talent to beat the California Golden Bears? I'm not even entertaining that. Do we have enough talent to beat Boston College? Yes. Do we have enough talent to beat Duke with the new coaching staff and everything? Yes. Do we have enough talent to beat Charleston Southern? Yes. Do we have enough talent to beat Memphis at home? Yes. Do we have enough talent to beat Georgia Tech in what's going to be called the Drubbin and Dublin? Yes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that you have the talent to beat everybody in. We know Florida's in disarray. We have Florida beat. We played them at home. Should be our third straight victory over our rival in a blowout fashion at that point. They'll be ready for the season to be over. Their schedule is horrendous. Somebody absolutely hates Billy Napier the way that schedule was made. We have Clemson at home, and we should be able to beat Clemson. Shout out to DJ getting the opportunity to get his get back. Shout out to him being able to get his get back at home, and that'll be all the rage and all the talk. We go back to our home away from home, Seminole Hard Rock Stadium. Oh, shout out to Bobby for gifting a membership today. Appreciate it. Um, like so again, with all of this being said, man, guys, stop getting into trolling stuff and be ready to be successful. Embrace success. I'll say that there are 3 games on that schedule that should give us some competition. That's Notre Dame, and that's Clemson, and that's Miami, because Miami is a rivalry game, and they're in a better position based upon talent than the University of Florida currently. But they're still going through their situation where they've got to prune people, and they still have a lot of young guys that have little to no that have had little to no development or true development in all of this. So um yeah, I mean, we should be really, really good next year again. Will we be as good, and will we have the affinity for this team as we did for this 2023 team? No. We actually really like this team. Um and it felt like a lot of these guys were our own, and we were cast offs, and people didn't believe in them in 2022, and they won 10 games, and they came back to win something, and we felt like we were bad. But like, this is a team that could be, as Irvin puts, 10-2, 11-1. And if they're 11-1, that puts you 10-2 or 11-1, regardless, puts you in the ACC championship. And if you're in the ACC championship, you have a chance to win it. If you win it, you're in the college football playoff, because the ACC winner gets an automatic bid to the ACC championship. So, on that note, man, guys, that's what it's looking like for the portal. Check us out in the morning. We got Big Games BS, 9:30 ish. We should be on there discussing a wide range of topics. So we'd love to see you guys there checking us out. We also have a special. I'm bringing back Dope Boys. So I'm talking to my former teammate, and if I remember correctly, one of the first kids to interrupt regularly scheduled broadcasting on ESPN to announce his signing day. And that would be Lorenzo Booker from St. Bonaventure's, California. I'm in high school. We're going to be discussing everything. We're just going to catch up. So you guys get to see me and one of my teammates. We're going to have a conversation live with you guys. And, whatever we're going to do that. It'll be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be 11 a.m. his time on the West Coast. So stay tuned for that interview. It'll be live. If you got any questions for Lorenzo, he's got a son that's a big prospect for 2025. We'd love for you guys to come and join us, and we're going to talk about what it was like playing for Bobby Bowden, and what it was like for him being a top recruit at some of the schools that he chose. And I want to joke with him about a video that will never be released that let us all know that he was going to be coming to Florida State from another California guy that hosted him. So we'll be having that kind of content coming out on a bi-monthly minimum basis, or at least a monthly basis, where I'll interview a former Noel great, or Noel that everybody would know, and we'll just chop it up and talk however long we talk. And again, sometimes the most candid conversations make the best interviews, so that you guys get a look at what it's like for us. So if there's any other questions about the transfer portal or about some things, I would like to leave questions about my opinions on the college football playoff for tomorrow morning's show, because that's obviously what we would be discussing and talking about. But anything Noel related right now, please feel free to ask away. While you're doing that, make sure you please go smash the like button. And smash the like button so that we can get the views up and help with the YouTube algorithm. Oh, Primo. Yeah, If you're talking about Lorenzo's son, yes, he's interested. He's only played football for 2 years, is what he told me, which is very interesting. He said he was a basketball player. His mom, Lacey, was a Garnet and Gold guy. And Lacey was huge, man. Like not like fat, but like she was tall. She was a thoroughbred back in the day. Like we considered her thick back then. Like now she'd probably be considered normal size because as I talk about on the show quite often, these BBLs have these asses the asses are out of control these days. They got to bring this in. Like they got to make asses great again. Um, don't know what the fuck's going on with these GMO asses. It's not good. Not a good look. Yep. Book was definitely that. If NCAA Florida State squad was legit, man. Like that '06 team, probably one of the best squads you can play with on the video game. Right. Anyways, man, guys, on that note, man, really, really appreciate everybody for joining in, chopping it up with me. Just a simple man's take on the transfer portal, on these things, man, getting some good. And a lot of those guys outside of DJU, a lot of these guys that we're picking up do have multiple years. So we have an opportunity to see them grow and transition into what they need to do. Um, you know, I don't really know. Any comments? Please leave that. Any things that you guys would like to see content wise, questions that you need to know. One of the shows that we did was strictly all because Tanya asked a question. And so if you have a question, we'll be doing that. Um, oh, Jamal. Is that some Jamal? Is that something that you guys are interested in? Like my breakdown of actual individual players? Um, I be honest with you, I never had intentions of doing that. I really enjoyed what I saw from Brock in this last game, and I have not done on purpose a breakdown of the Georgia game because it was stinky cheese. But there was some good things out of it, and Megamind actually was probably one of the brighter spots. And that's Ja'Kai Douglas in that game. Ja'Kai, since he's played, has been able to get a big play on somebody, and I think those are guys that you got to honor, man. Brock just needs another year, but Ja'Kai, we got to figure out a way to get guys like, especially with Ja'Kai saying he's coming back, man. I like guys like him, man. We got to get Ja'Kai more involved in the offense in some way, shape or possible. Um, but somebody said a show about O line seems to be pointed out. O line has so I think people don't even nobody even O linemen don't understand O line play. Like it's a very confusing position. They have so much that they have to pay attention to. But I could probably try to do some of those things if we have a specific ask. Uh, I'm definitely so Bobby. My goal for 2024, and I waited on it, but I couldn't do it because it came too late. Is I'm going to bring back inside drills. Well, Dope Boys is a show that I used to do with my former teammate who's passed, Geno Smith. No, Geno Hayes, not Geno Smith. Geno Hayes. And I stopped doing it because like Geno's death was sudden, and it hit me a little bit, and I didn't want to do it again with another person because it wouldn't be the same. But then I thought about what if I just took what me and Gino had and talking about FSU and doing breakdowns and just talked about that with former Noel greats, and we got to know a lot about others. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna take that same model and be called inside drills. So I'm gonna try to get my guy, Big Leon Searcy, to be one of my first guys with inside drills, just to talk to me about the U and all of those different things, man, and how that was. Everything I understand, Fentrell Cypress is coming back. That was the questions from Sports Zone 904. if we didn't play down to our competition like last year, I would hope that Brock will get a lot of experience in the second half of most of these year's games. I think it was times where I don't necessarily think we played down. I think we didn't necessarily call games to blow people out. And I think we got a little too arrogant and we played too many people too early, as opposed to just finding your 11 and riding with your 11 until you beat the other team into submission. Noted, Jamal. I appreciate I appreciate it. I will go look at some things and I will try to highlight what I think about of some guys. If you're talking about Big Red, you're talking about Sharon Dorsey. I got it, man. Big Red is. I gotta figure out what Big Red doing. He was coaching around Jacksonville. That's what you're talking about. Big Sharon Dorsey. That'd be cool. What's your opinion of John Garrett going to Duke? Congratulations. It's all about progression and career progression. Same thing I feel about Willie Simmons going to Duke. I mean, I like our guy better, Derek Ray. I like some of the things that we're doing, and that guy got an opportunity to go be the boss man. And if they do well at Duke, or actually not even say do well, if they keep Duke on the same trajectory and the same plane, then they're going to be fine. They'll all be somewhere else in 2 years. You gotta love when guys. Everybody's got to grow, man. You got to have people grow. I don't think that affects our recruiting one bit. Like I've never heard a recruit talk about that. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. His daughter reached out on one of our shows one time. Not She didn't reach out, but she commented and she was like, "That's my daddy." And I was like, "Damn," that was like seeing a ghost. So, but yeah, I don't really know. I haven't heard anything, but I hope his family's doing well. One of these days, I talked about it before. I talked about it during COVID. Actually, before I caught COVID, I talked about doing like an endowment scholarship in his honor, and we probably still try to do it this year through the Black alumni. Give like $1,000, $2,000 a year to a student athlete in honor of Gino. But we'll see. I gotta try to get up with his wife and his family to make sure that that's something that they would be cool with. Jay Adams, did I ever teach? I was a substitute when I first moved over here because I was bored, but I don't like kids enough to be able to do that. I'd be done choked out one of y'all kids. The only kid I teach is my own, and even he's hard headed sometimes. So, but now I coach though. I do coach high school. That's my giving back to the community. So on that note, man, appreciate the questions, appreciate the feedback. Anytime you guys have some more things that you want, definitely that's what us content creators do. It's our job, but some of that's very easy. And I'll start off with my thoughts on Brock Glenn and Chicago. Those could be little quick videos that we do. That would be cool. That would point out the positive because I will not necessarily talk. I won't talk down to a player. I'll just say my thoughts on them, and always end in a high note. So appreciate you guys for chopping up with me. Please subscribe to the channel. Please, you know, please consider being a member. And outside of that, y'all have a.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's a completely different feel. I mean, our first one went there, and then I got lazy and then went over. But then when I read,
yeah, you put most of them in there. I got 2, 4, 6. So yeah, that's pretty good shooting though, right there.